November is a special time in the mountains of Colorado. Big mule deer bucks are in full rut, making for some incredible hunting action. Join Steve West as he accompanies his clients John Fahrbach and Mike Otto on their quest for trophy mule deer in the snow-covered sage of northwest Colorado. We're hunting big muley bucks on another exciting episode of Steve's Outdoor Adventures.
I'm Steve West, professional hunting consultant, and these are my adventures. Welcome to this week's episode of Steve's Outdoor Adventures. We're headed back out to western Colorado to hunt for trophy mule deer with two of my personal clients, John Fahrbach and Mike Otto. While John's a new client to our office, Mike has been on several hunts with our company over the years, and he's harvested some pretty solid bucks. We're hunting on over 120,000 acres of private lands that have been managed for the last 25 years to promote conservation and wildlife management. The ranch has tens of thousands of acres of pristine high desert sage country that's prime time habitat for mule deer. And we're heading into the field in mid-November. The snows have pushed a lot of deer into the winter range, and it's the peak of the rut.
I first heard of Steve's Outdoor Adventures through watching a lot of the Outdoor Channel, and I noticed that his program was unique in that he had great hunts on there, hunts that I really wish that I could do someday. And I went ahead and called Steve one time and actually got a return call from him, and we discussed a number of hunts, but my first contacts were through watching the show.
Oh, top of the shoulder, how far? Just top of the shoulder, baby.
One really positive aspect of working with Steve's Outdoor Adventures is he had a number of options for mule deer hunting that we discussed both by email and on the phone. And I talked with him specifically about the fact that I had a disability of a prosthetic leg. And because he had a very intimate knowledge with each of these outfitters and the particular nature of the hunt, he was able to direct me toward a hunt that was manageable for my abilities.
Okay, he's moving right to left. You can see him with your naked eye, right? See this first bed? See this first? My name's Tony Booyer. I'm the manager here on the ranch. Met Steve West here in September. He brought Travis Tritt out on the hunt, and he told me he was going to book. He had a couple of deer hunters he was booking and wanted to bring them, you know, out here on a deer hunt. So got to meet John Fahrbach and first day, and we knew that he had a prosthetic leg. And the cool thing about John is that he's just high on life. His disability is nothing to him. He wants to hunt. There's no stopping him. He's just high on life and ready to go. And so when we met him, I just knew it was going to be a good week hunting with him, because I knew he was going to do everything that I would ask him to do, he was going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk up over this hill, and we seen that buck down here just a little bit below us. Walk down there and just see where he's at and see which way we need to go. The wind's perfect, it's right in our face. Try to get a good shot on him and see what happens. There's going to be 3 or 4 bucks there, so we're going to have to weed through, you know, which ones we're trying to go after. Yeah, we'll be all right. Yeah. Ready? Let's go.
After the break, John Fahrbach gets his shot at a big muley in Colorado. We'll be right back.
got the one with the split threes.
When we first spotted John's buck, I knew he was a good one. I could see he had a few extra points, and Tony and I were pretty certain that he was a shooter.
The other one.
We sized it up, and I said, I think I can get down there fine. It was about 250 yards, mostly downhill, in about 4 to 6 inches of snow. Tony, our guide, led us down there, and Steve was with me, and we headed down there, and we then saw the buck. Once we got there, quick set up the shooting sticks, and I got my rifle set. The buck started chasing the doe a little bit more, and we did get it to stop, and it was a pretty good shot, 300 to 325 yards.
Wow, I think he freaking drilled it. He did, he dropped him.
Right.
Off the sticks, buddy. Oh, 300 yards off the sticks,
yeah.
not bad, bud. Yeah.
Heck yeah, buddy.
Woo!
Yeah, that is freaking awesome.
Good hunt.
Good job, bud. Good job.
Yeah.
Good start.
Man,
That was a perfect stock, too. I didn't think
come
they'd
down
bugger.
here and man, that was awesome. Once we got down close to this buck, we realized he was bigger than even what I thought he was looking through at the spotting scope. And you know, there was nobody, I don't think, on this earth that deserved a buck of that caliber like John does. Just everything he's gone through in the past, 5-6 years, and the difficulties of learning how to live the way he's living with his disability, and just to have such a high on life attitude and personality. It was just awesome to be able to be with him, to watch him shoot that kind of buck and have that kind of time with a guy so high on life that could be down and out, but he chooses to be positive. And everybody out there that's healthy should be able to learn on that. If you're healthy, you should be able to have that kind of attitude even more, I would think, than the guy that has a disability but still ready to go.
Congratulations. Thank you. And a hell of a shot.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Man, you got to play with your buck a little bit, man. That's all about. We've been chasing this buck for the last couple of hours, but we spotted him down low. Knew he was a shooter. Tony was thumbs up. We put him in the spotting scope for John. Asked him if he wanted to take a crack at this buck, and he said, oh yeah, let's put a stock on him. He's awesome, tall, kickers, stickers, the whole bit. I mean, this is an awesome deer. Made a perfect stock down the ridge. You couldn't see us. We were totally behind the hill, popped up, made sure he was the right buck. And when you put shooting sticks at 300 yards, Tony, I was just like, no way. I mean, here comes John over the sticks, standing up, what I consider to be a near impossible shot, but obviously John knew exactly what he could do. And the shot was incredible. In fact, the shot will be the shot of the year for me as far as I'm concerned. I won't see one better. But this is a true testament to the quality of the trophy mule deer hunting here in northwest Colorado. Peak of the rut, mid-November, not a place you can hunt for big trophy mule deer in the peak of the rut anymore. No. I mean, this buck was out here chasing does, going crazy. We've looked at lots of bucks today. By far the best buck we'd seen so far. And I got to tell you, you couldn't have done better, John.
Thank you,
Congratulations. His first mule deer hunt and his first mule deer. And they don't get much better than that for first deer.
No.
So.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony.